Welcome sa to ang sample 1. So again, this is a Bernoulli differential equation. So inyo man lang pangitan pamaagi di ba if masolve siya with variable separable. So maklaro man gyud nga dili siya masolve with variable separable, so di na to siya magamit. This is not a homogeneous equation judging by the general form of this differential equation. And then kung yung tanaw dili gyud siya exact or exact differential equation, and then lisod siya himuog na exact differential equation. And then if inyo pa nang i-try og solve, ma-form ba siya og first order linear differential equation? Else if dili, then we use the Bernoulli differential equation. So unsa ganito atong first buhaton? So we transform the differential equation in the form. So ang differential equation himo na to og sa standard form sa Bernoulli, which is dy over dx plus y p of x is equal to y to the n q of x. So, mo ginito ang first step, transforming this into differential equation. So, kani, ako siyang i-transform. Inform lang din ko, no, sa module na ay mga sayop. So, I hope you pay attention well aning video. So, here, we have, so this equation, we can transform it as like this. X to the 5th, y to the times y to the 7 minus x to the 5th times y. Dx is equal to dy. Then dividing the whole equation with 1 over dx, we can have dy over dx is equal to x to the 5th, y to the 7th, minus x to the 5th times y. Now, unsa man atong isulod diri atong himong p of x o si q of x. If you notice, ang abay ni p of x is just simple y. Abay ni q of x is katong y nga na-erase na sa power. So sa ilang duha, asa man ang abay lang is ang y. So this is this one. Sa ato pa, si x to the 5th is the p of x. So ato ang i-rewrite, we have dy over dx. Since this is negative, transposing this on this side, this becomes a positive. Plus, so ako na siyang isulat in the form y p of x. So plus y times x to the 5th is equal to, ako kaya pa isulat ang this right hand side into this form y to the n q of x. So we have the y to the 7th times x to the 5th. So this is the p of x. And then on this side is our q of x. Next, unsay buhaton after we rewrite it in the standard form. So we get rid of this y on the q of x nga side or on the right hand side. So unsay buhaton nato? So we multiply the whole equation with the reciprocal of this 1. So y times x to the 5th is equal to y to the 7th times x to the 5th. So we'll multiply the equation with the reciprocal of this 1, or which is also equal to y to the negative 7. So distributing this value to the whole of the equation, then we can obtain a value y to the negative 7 dy times dy over dx plus y times y to the negative 7 times x to the 5th is equal to x to the 5th. So on this side, x to the 5th na lang nabilin, which is the q of x. Now what we simplify this? So this becomes y to the negative 7 dy times dy over dx plus, so again, y times y to the negative 7. So ang ilang exponent ma-add lang, so 1 plus negative 7. So ang 1 plus negative 7, mura na siya 1 minus 7. So this becomes y to the negative 6 x to the 5th is equal to x to the 5th. Okay, what's next? We should substitute variables. Okay? So if you remember, di ba, nagimutag z is equal to what? Unsa tong gamiton, ang abay ni dy over dx or abay ni p of x atong i-substitute sa z. So atong i-substitute ang z, atong himuong z diri is ang abay ni p of x. So ang abay ni p of x is y to the negative 6. Therefore, we write here that z is equal to y to the negative 6. And then atong derivative of z, so derivative of this one is just equal to negative 6 y to the what? So by power rule, this becomes y to the negative 6 minus 1 man na siya, diba? dy. Then our dz becomes negative 6y to the negative 7 dy. Okay, if you notice, familiar, we have the y to the negative 7 dy. And then here we have y to the negative 7 dy. What's next? Atong buhaton, atong i-simplify, we should get y to negative 7 dy para ma-substitute na to diri. So we know that y to negative 7 dy is just equal to, so dz over negative 6. So gikan kani siya diri. And then mura lagi multiply ang whole equation with 1 over negative 6 or more siya gikulas paingon diri multiply. So finally we have this value and then ato i-substitute here. So we can rewrite, and also this one z substitute diri. So we can rewrite the whole equation as, so we have here 1 over negative 6 times dz over dx plus z times x to the fifth is equal to x to the fifth. So if you notice, ako nang gidiretsog sulat no, dz over dx, pwede na kita mataas. And then afterwards, unsay buhaton para mahimo siyang standard form tan-awon. So we would just multiply the whole equation with negative 6, and then this becomes, so itong final, ito ang standard form for this Bernoulli, this becomes dz over dx plus z, so always gina siya. And then itong new p of x that is equal to negative 6x to the fifth is equal to negative 6x to the fifth. So dili gina siya always equal no ang p of x is equal to q of x. So diri nga equation nagkataon lang ang p of x o si q of x is the same. Okay, so continuing our solution. So let's proceed sa atong step 5. So naa na tay kung ano na write into a first order linear differential equation plus z times negative 6x to the fifth is equal to negative 6x to the fifth. Again, this is our new p of x, and then this is our new q of x. Katong gigamitan natog sub r. So with different first order linear differential equation, unsa ganitong ginabuhat? Di ba ato siyang kuan og integrating factor. So for this one, since this is a first order linear differential equation of z, then therefore we take an integrating factor with respect to x. So this is just equal to the exponential e raised to the integral of p of rx dx. So yato na substitute ni si p of rx, no? This one here. And this becomes e to the integral of negative 6x to the fifth dx. So by basic integration of this one, we have the e to the negative 6. So integral sa negative 6x to the fifth is just equal to x to the 5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1. So mara siya gi-integral na to, and then therefore we can conclude that our integrating factor is just equal to e to the negative 6x to the 6 over 6, or e equals to e to the negative x to the 6. So sa ato ang module no sa sipyat. So this is our integrating factor. Next, unsay buhaton nato ng integrating factor? Multiply the integrating factor to the whole differential equation. So multiply nato ni siya here. So this becomes e to the negative x to the 6 dz over dx plus z times negative 6 e to the fifth times e to the negative 6 negative x to the sixth power is equal to negative 6x to the fifth times e to the negative x to the sixth power. Again, if you remember, we can rewrite this whole equation. This equation just looks like the derivative of the product z times the integrating factor nga e to the negative x to the sixth power is equal to negative 6x to the fifth e to the negative x to the sixth power. So integrating both sides, so plus c na nila because this we have the constant, arbitrary constant. So this is the integral, this is the derivative, this is antiderivative. So mura rin silang ma-cancel. Then on the left hand side, we have z times e to the negative x to the 6th power is just equal to, ani unsaon ni siya pag solve. So if you remember kung inyo ning bungkagon no, we forgot the dx here. So we integrate here with respect to x. So kung inyo ni bungkagon, di ba, if you remember, the derivative of e to the u is equal to du times e to the u. So here we have negative 6x to the fifth, or yes, times e to the negative x to the 6. So possibly pwede siya derivative of e to the x to the negative x to the 6th power. So ato i-check if derivative of this one here, this one, is equal ba siya ani. So we have the derivative of e to the negative x to the 6th power. So derivative daw sa yung exponent. So derivative of negative x to the 6th, that is just equal to negative 6x to the 5th times e to the negative x to the 6th power. So dx. So this is just same here. So sa to pa, ang integral aning side is just equal to e to the negative x to the 6th power plus c. And then next one, sa ibuhato na to, substitute back z. So if you remember, ato ang z is equal to, that is equal to y raised to negative 7. Yeah, that was 7. No. Negative 6. So ato lang siya i-substitute on this equation again. We have y raised to the negative 6 times e raised to negative x that raised to the 6th power is equal to e to the negative x to the 6 plus c. So pwede ra po no nga kani ato ang final answer, or we can multiply the whole equation with e to the positive x to the 6. So nganong positive? Because makancel na sila, di ba? E to the negative x to the 6 plus this one x to the 6. So that is just equal to 0. Then any number raised to the power of 0 is always equal to 1. So ato ni siya i-distribute here on the left side and also on the right hand side. So ato ang equation then becomes y to negative 6 is equal to here, so so y to the negative 6, then we have the 1 here plus c e to the x to the 6th power. So this will be our general solution for that given differential equation.